Welcome back to another Real Talk reaction. This one is for Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 7, Episode 9.
Yes, so first I'm going to feature a couple comments from Episode 6 from our patrons, and then we'll feature some from YouTube. So first, Doug Cowell comes through to say, great breakdown. I like the idea of the parallel with Infinity War and Endgame. I suspect Fitz is going to be the new Cavalry. He's going to show up like Doctor Strange, see what needs to be done, and bing, bang, boom, we win.
Yeah.
I hope. And then a couple of the patrons. Bjorn Peterson comes through to say, hey guys, this one really hurt. Poor Mack. I really have no words. Makes you think in what ways the timeline has changed now for him. The team has pretty much been nerfed with Daisy out of commission now, too. Derek and Mack stranded in time. Oh yeah, and Coulson died again.
Yeah.
He blew himself up with the alien ship. But I think that real, younger Coulson might join the team again since we are always moving forward in time and the 80s, 90s are slowly coming up.
True.
Oh, agents, you fickle bitch.
Yeah.
Anyway,
true.
great reaction as always. Stay safe.
Right.
And then executive producer Lysith comes through to say, love the reaction, guys. This was a brilliant episode, but very sad to watch. Also, what they did to Mack was very sad, and now Deke and him are stranded.
Yeah.
Also, Coulson is dead again, and I hope they have a replacement LMD in the Zephyr 1. Also, what is the point of transferring Daisy's powers to Nathaniel, because he is dead now, and I don't understand how he managed to do that in the first place with so little time. Also, I think that last jump...
Yeah, TV.
I think that last jump was a malfunction, and if so, Chronicons didn't jump. That means Mack and Deke will have to deal with the Chronicons without the team. Also, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. needs to stop this epic losing streak and get their act together, and I hope Daisy will lead the team to at least a one small satisfying victory in the next episode, because Mack is truly broken and stranded. Can't wait for the next episode. Yeah, our team is hurting.
Let's go, team.
And then from YouTube, featuring some of the comments from the last episode as well. The Whatness comes through to say, I never thought we'd arrive here, but I'm hardcore shipping Daisy and Sosa. And this is coming from someone who is ride or die for Peggy Carter. Both Daisy and Sosa have an aching wound left behind from a past partner where they never got to receive the emotional closure they needed. Daisy with Lincoln, Sosa with Peggy. And a certain extent, they brought into the lie that there's no one else who can help ease their pain. They bought into the lie that no one else can ease their pain, which is why they feel like such a match. While Daisy has never been starved for potential romantic partners, Sousa just hits different. I'm starting to really like them together. I like that. That was a good comment. Havoc6280 says the comment about Gemma and Fitz having a daughter was referring to Deke's mother. Oh, about me saying the name, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Square One
will be Deke's mom.
Brent says, okay, now I'm totally convinced that Yo-Yo is pregnant with the loss of his parents.
That's what we was thinking.
Loss of his parents. Mack appears to have grown despondent and may possibly be experiencing a lack of faith. If so, then I can see Yo-Yo being pregnant, serving as the ideal catalyst in order to help snap him out of it. That would be pretty substantial.
So is he gonna? I mean, they would have to get back to Mack and let him know that.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're definitely going to get the team together. Mack's not going to just be hanging out by himself.
I'm just saying, how long that's going to take?
Well, they got 5 episodes left, so they got to get it popping. And then Dennis D comes through to says, love Clark Gregg Coulson dialogue speeches. He could be reciting a banana bread recipe, and at the end of it, everyone would stand up and cheer. Mack's family... but at least Yo-Yo was there for him. Okay, I'm just happy to have Yo-Yo sue me, LOL.
Yeah.
Interesting concept with the endgame, but then Bobby and Hunter and Fitz and Eric and Billy and Sam and Thurston and LT Koenig arrived to save the day. Hey, it's Marvel. It can happen. I'd be down for it, Dennis. I'd be so down.
Let's go.
I would be so about it. Crap. I just closed it out. Then T0 comes through to say, as for the chip in Gemma's neck, my theory is that perhaps initially, for instance, the end of season 6, Gemma said that they had a considerable amount of time. What if back then, when the Chronicons attacked the lighthouse, and while Mack, Daisy, and May fought Izelle and the P name, there was this huge long event that took place with Gemma. For instance, perhaps the story continued for a while without time travel, another bad future maybe, then eventually led to Gemma and Enoch jumping back to that time, picking them up. Since they're going through time, perhaps she saw some things that she didn't want to see, or perhaps she wasn't supposed to, and that device, internet, suppresses those memories that will affect the future. That device is probably the one thing keeping Deke from disappearing and her and Fitz's timeline intact.
Yeah,
also,
I mean, she did say that.
Also, with her traveling back in time to pick up Mack, Yo-Yo, May, and Daisy, she wouldn't want to leak any timeline future details to them.
Yeah.
Time jumping is crazy.
Yeah, she did mention that. She is blocking so she don't...
But she said specifically so she doesn't say where Fitz is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or she might not even know she know. But just in case, she put that shit in there because she don't even want to remember that she might know.
And then Square One Brent also says, what if Daisy mentioned Jiang's name because Nathaniel Mack had figured out a way to also transfer her mom's absorbing ability to heal himself as well? Either that or Daisy may have actually seen her. And then, because I wasn't clear on the comment, I'm going to read the other ones who responded to it. So Daniel Lancock came through to say, actually, just before that, Sousa asked her, what do you mean this happened before? Because I think Daisy was mumbling something about that, but it's barely audible. So she said... Jane to answer his question, though Sousa, of course, would not catch the reference since he doesn't know that name. And then Adam Nelson also adds, Nathaniel was hoping to get longevity from Sousa, so I'm guessing Jane wasn't involved, other than being who this operation was performed on in the original timeline, which is how they did all the experimentation. And then Beta Artemis also says, Daisy mentioned Jing because it happened to her mother with Daniel Whitehall, that someone wanted to take powers from humans to give to themselves. That makes way more sense. All right. Thomas Richards also comes through to say, Dana says, things have been dire for our team before. We took so many L's in the framework arc, I thought we'd never be able to come out on top. It was truly depressing, but we did win, so I have faith now. By the way, pretty sure LMD Coulson died in the explosion. The team could make another copy since we do need Clark Gregg back, but I'd rather we meet up with a real Coulson from one of the timelines we jumped to. I would be about that too. I'd be told that would be really good.
Because LMD Coulson definitely can help out fighting.
Yeah, so. As far as like matching up.
Yeah.
Maybe pre-Winter Soldier Coulson, or maybe from a timeline where he didn't die from the deal he made with Ghost Rider. I know it's a pipe dream, but I really want Flinda back together again. They got so little time together as a couple. Facts. They really did. Speaking of couples, Macalena, Flinda, and Fitzsimmons are all separated by their time or death. Not how I was hoping things would wrap up. That is such a great point. They're all not together right now.
Yeah.
Not how I was hoping things would wrap up. Who do you think should be in charge since Mack is not with the team? Daisy is unconscious and May has no emotions to balance her. Ooh, that's a good question. Who should be in charge?
He's the only one ain't nothing happened to yet. Everybody going through something. Him or Enoch. Enoch could be really the only one that has emotion.
Or Sosa could be in charge. Because he's...
No, yeah, Sosa could be in charge.
He's level-headed.
Oh, which is probably why they picked him up. Yeah, he's probably the only one that's stable right now that can deal with...
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah,
and then with
Deke
jumping in with the technology side, like, that would balance each other out. Like, he's definitely more of a leader.
Yeah, that'd be the squad.
And then Havoc, I just read this because I didn't know what it meant. All it says is rewind. So, I was just like, okay.
What?
I don't know. And then that guy comes through to say that was really rough on Mack and Daisy. The team might not be in a good position for the whole season, but they definitely will be back together by the end. They got really close to losing both here and in the 50s, but they overcame it. Oh, I know we're going to get them back together.
Oh, yeah, everybody's going to be back together.
I'm waiting for, like, the pivot, guys. I'm waiting for, like, we're losing. Where's our pivot?
Yeah.
And then Ghost 8386 comes through to say, I love the interaction between Coulson and Sybil. Me too. That was fantastic. I love that whole conversation.
Yeah.
Yo-Yo calling Mack Director Macklemore was funny. Another great episode. Man, Mack can't catch a break. When it comes to his family, the watchdogs kidnap his little brother, he loses a fake daughter in the framework, and he fights Chronicom parents. Deke apologizing to Enoch was amusing. Coulson and May argue like a married couple.
Yeah.
This episode was a roller coaster of emotion. When Rick Stoner said, I believe you, to Coulson and May was hilarious. Yeah. It was a great episode.
Yeah.
Through and through. Trent Pip 1 says Coulson took out the Chronicom ship, so there's a W for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also gave them their location.
No, they took the ship out.
Oh,
He
yeah,
blew the ship up.
yeah.
I think the next episode will be in the 80s with Deke trying to start a boy band and Mack living as Arnold Schwarzenegger's body double. Sorry, RJ. I know you wanted that job.
Yeah. I could be that.
And then Chris comes through for the final comment we're featuring from last episode. Says, damn, we're taking big L's this season, and I love it. I'm putting all my faith in this show to stick the landing in the series finale. Because if you think about it, every season finale has been satisfying and wrapped up all the storylines and even set up new ones. I don't see why this season would be any different. I just think the Game of Thrones series finale has hurt us so much that we're going to be hella cautious with series finales from now on.
Yeah.
They hurt everybody.
Yeah. The letdown.
But the most likely thing to turn the tide for us right now is your boy Fitz. The Chronicons have been set up as such a threat, and so far ahead is that the only thing that can save them now is their ace in the hole, Fitz.
Yeah.
Remember how Fitz wasn't in the beginning of season 5, but came through in an epic way just to end up creating 2 of himself in one timeline and dying in the season finale? That was so bad. But good, but sad. I'm just at least expecting something that cool for Fitz when he comes in and puts a team on his back as he always does. Also, love the reactions, and is it just me, or does no other show, or at least very few, leave you this stressed and anxious after an episode? Man, this show be stressing me out.
Yeah, man.
Making me mad.
And that is true. I think Fitz is probably gonna come in at the bottom of the tent, and he was gonna get it popping.
Isn't that how they say it?
Bottom of the ninth, we get it popping. And then just like he did the last season. So.
I mean, they're definitely, I know with his schedule and all that goody stuff, but they better have written it so a way that when he does appear on screen, it's incredible. And like we cheer and we're like, yes.
Yeah.
I hope it's this episode.
Well, let's see about it. And yet his hair don't grow at all, I guess.
Just the beard, babe.
It should be a little nappy of that.
Brought you some flowers, to mark the occasion.
A truly human gesture, which I appreciate.
It's nothing. Just thought color matched your eyes.
It's the best I can do. Can't live like
It's so great, though.
Best we can do for Amos. Like, damn boy, either you sell syrup or you fix trains. Which one it is?
I'm looking for a friend of
Around
mine.
look like you look.
His name is Deke Shaw. Sometimes calls himself the D.
The D.
Are you trying to be funny?
Right.
Oh my god!
Hey!
I would bet games.
Yeah, I mean, that's super easy.
Leave the dirty.
But not if you want to perform.
So what do you think? Feels like the crowd really responded to my new material.
I'm pretty sure that last song was from the Breakfast Club.
Not until 1985 it's not. Right now it's a Deke Shaw original.
This is just like you.
It's a
You steal
Deke Shaw
something from the
original.
future, and you pretend you created it.
Oh, let's not bicker over whether or not those are actually my songs.
They're not.
I want to introduce you to Deke Squad.
Deke Squad.
That's Roxy Glass. She runs covert ops and tactical plan of the brand's new operation.
Oh my
Roxy
god,
Glass.
Roxy Glass.
Tommy and Ronnie Chang, aka the Chang Gang. Both
Chang
masters
Gang.
of disguise, not to mention total honeypots.
It's like
Olga
18.
Pachinko, resistance from the Balkans. Only speaks limited English, though she is fluent in the international language. Demolition.
Olga Pachinko.
And finally, there's Cricket. Cricket's, well, I mean, mostly we just really needed a drummer.
Wait. Didn't you tell me that dude was shady?
Yeah, but that was before I found out he had a steady job.
Doing what?
Selling coke. Although,
He got a steady
there's
job.
no drinking.
Oh,
Oh
I
my god.
appreciate
Although I
that.
never see her drinking.
This is terrible
Hey, I don't blame
spycraft to be this high profile.
Exactly.
Okay, Deke Squad. Beware enemy hostiles and engage with deadly force.
Work, idiot.
That was a real explosive.
Why are you using live explosives?
Because I want to.
Nobody told me we were shooting a video.
Deke really needs to fire that drummer.
You can say whatever you want about me. I can handle it. But don't you ever talk about my team that way.
This is you repeating the same old patterns. You build something out of a lie, you pretend it's yours, then you surround yourself with a bunch of sycophants.
They aren't sycophants. They have my back.
Damn it!
I was
They're
never
not
gonna
getting a chance
die
peeking
first.
again.
It's okay,
Killer
baby.
robots.
I'm gonna die.
Somebody got to feel the raft.
Case of the killer robots.
Ronnie!
Gosh, it's so
I'm
cute.
lost. Whatever.
Oh, what's your name, sweetie?
My name is Dumb Robot. Turd.
You should not have patronized me.
Damn, going all in with killer robots.
With.
Take cover!
Exterminator.
That's Terminator shit, right?
That's fantastic.
Sorry, I let the team down.
But somewhere, somehow, someone's gonna pay.
Give me that chrome down.
You mean the robots?
Yeah, the other one.
Yeah.
You know, that was like one of those epic lines. Where
Someone's gonna pay.
He came back.
the music and everything
Never
is
should
killing
have
me.
left.
I never should have left. this is great.
There are more robots still out there.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
No, yeah.
Machines will not lick their feet unless we slay heavy robot.
I think you mean taste defeat, but props on the English. You're really making strides. We'll go.
Hey, any ideas what to do next?
Yeah. A few. If your team will have me.
It's so a montage, man.
Yeah.
Let's go kick some bullet. Shane gang.
Hey, lug nuts.
Hey, lug nuts.
Say hello to the Deke Squad.
I know.
He got a toothpick in his mouth too, man.
Looks like more metal for the scrap heap.
It looks like more
During
for
my
the
last
scrap
encounter
heap.
with Phil, your agent Coulson managed to catch me by surprise.
So,
Oh, this Peter Pan's an attention-grabbing son of a bitch.
Oh, this Peter Pan.
That attention grab son of a bitch.
Surrender now and I promise not to make a speaking spell out of your spare parts.
Okay, so what happens next? Kick back, relax, and wait for the zipper?
there's something you and I need to take care of.
Now, remember, you're just a friend for my band, okay?
Yeah, okay, but what instrument do I play?
I don't know, I was thinking maybe harmonica.
Oh, what? Harmonica? Oh, hell no. No.
So it took them 2 years to jump back there, or just 2 years till they jumped to that time?
No, because I mean, because you're.
I was worried about you.
I'm getting better.
Good to see you, Deke. You too, Coulson.
Let me introduce you.
Oh, they all got suits now, babe. They're all legitimate.
She was still small as shit right now.
It's smaller than I imagined.
You now have the one tool necessary to control your world's future.
Well, lucky me. Aren't you just full of neat
Oh, he
tricks?
fucking died.
I thought he died too.
I'm confident we'll make a perfect pair.
Alright, that was episode 7-7. That was an excellent episode of the 80s. Great use of all the tropes and everything they used to use in the 80s, man. of course, the surprise ending at the end that freaking Malik is still alive. But okay, we still
So
got
he
the
probably
bad
has
guy
healing
going on.
powers and all those things.
Like Daisy. So
Yeah.
there we go with that. But man, hilarious,
Oh,
entertaining.
so good.
Love this episode, man.
Like, if you didn't know...
That's my best one right there.
If you didn't
Loved
know that it was a show purposely trying to be like the 80s, you would have no doubt this took place in the 80s. Like,
yeah,
it was
if you would have just turned to this, you'd be like...
oh, this is an 80s movie. I never saw it.
It's a Marvel shit?
But this is definitely an 80s movie.
Yeah, all day.
I totally, adored all the attention to detail they took in order to, like, really tap into that. As far as even the angles they filmed, the zooming in and out.
Oh.
Even the last scene with them going, the robot going back and forth down the stairs. Typical, like, way you would see. Yeah, like... So many great things. The corniness was on par. Like, it landed every single time. The montage, the clothes, the music, the makeup, all of it.
It was excellent.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was so good. I loved every second of it. Although for the purpose of we're running out of time, I'm still freaking out. Like, when are we gonna see Fitz? Gosh darn it! Like, seriously.
It's like they're giving everybody their moment in this last season, which is typical. You know, everybody's got to get another job after they leave this. So this is classic right here. Everybody get their own time to shine a little bit, and then we get back to the main story, which I think we're about to get back to now. Now that we know Malik has the time.
And Sybil, so Sybil still, she was able to get her consciousness through the wiring.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was so great though. Killer robots, come on.
Yeah.
So good.
That looked like the damn new Tesla truck that's supposed to come out, the old Cybertruck. They put their head like the Cybertruck. So that's all 80s robot shit all day.
And even like the extent of the gore was hilarious as well. So funny, so over exaggerated to where
blade,
like where the like blood just spilled out on the floor.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, look at all this blood. So for those points, it was amazing. It was so good. I thought Deke was again a standout as far as like being committed to like Mack and getting Mack back on the squad. I thought all that was fantastic.
Yeah.
So I loved it. I'm really hate that I have to wait another week because I feel like next episode's gonna advance us forward. But it was a good episode.
It was an excellent episode. Funny too, man. I loved it. All right, well, look, thank you guys again for watching another Real Talk reaction for Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 7, Episode number 7. And until next time, people.